Source: Love Flops. Welcome back to AniRecapz. Like and subscribe so you never miss our quality uploads. At the Fiederfen Inn, Ilya Ilyukina has a flashback of her father telling her that she is not Irina but Ilya. He orders her to live a life as a boy and not a girl as it is her fate. She is saddened by this memory, but a door opens from behind and interrupts her thoughts. Asahi, our MC, had opened the door to the toilet and found Ilya crouching and doing her business. He tells her he is sorry in a nonchalant way as he thinks Ilya is a man. Ilya screams as she realizes what just happened. A few days before, there was a contest at the mall whose first prize was a hot spring vacation for two. Aoi enters it 3 times so she, Ilya, and Bai can try out for the prize. Ilya tries first and wins the first prize. It turns out all 3 won the first prize, so all of them get to go to the hot spring. As they leave for the vacation, Asahi questions how they could have won it, but they guess it was probably a bug in their system. Karin says she cannot complain about a hot spring vacation. However, she would have preferred it if it were just her and Asahi. She tries jumping on Asahi, but the group leaves and she misses him and almost falls over. They arrive at Fiederfen Inn and Amelia looked very excited about it. She explains that Ren Kiddo's The Proprietress's Secret Hospitality series featured an inn just like it. Bai tells them that inns are more modern inside. Amelia agrees with this observation as she had read about it. They are welcomed to the inn by the proprietress, who turns out to be a very large woman with a male-sounding voice. He asks how he should prepare their rooms. Karin suggests sharing one room, but Asahi interrupts her and tells the proprietress to prepare 2 rooms, one for boys and one for girls. He grabs Ilya and tells everyone they will share a room while the others will share another one. Ilya tries to object, but the proprietress goes and shows them their rooms. The girls complain that it was not fair that Ilya got to the room with Asahi. Ilya tries explaining, but she is ignored. Asahi admires their spacious room. Ilya starts to complain about the living arrangements, but Asahi interrupts him and asks if he prefers to be with the girls. She denies this but tells Asahi that she snores when sleeping and grinds her teeth. Asahi assures him that it is fine and slaps her behind. Karin comes in and invites them to play. Karin says that they have to play ping pong since they are in a hot spring. A game of doubles table tennis starts with Bai and Amelia serving against Karin and Aoi. Asahi and Ilya are at the scorer's table spectating the game. The girls have fun playing, but Asahi notices the sad look on Ilya's face. He asks what is wrong. Ilya tells him she is okay. The girls play with Karin taunting Bai because of her age. This challenges Bai, and she decides to drive the ball with all her strength to the other side. The ball bounces towards Karin and tears apart her sleeves. The ball continues and hits one of the red masks hanging on the wall. It ricochets and almost hits Aoi before bouncing on the other masks. It keeps bouncing and passing through Karin until it hits MC between his legs. Damn! He bends over from the pain while Karin's clothes get ripped to shreds from the multiple passes from the ball. Ilya rushes in to help Asahi, who tells him that his 2 balls have become 3. At night, they eat together at one table. MC feels stuffed with all the food he ate. Amelia asks him if they will get to eat sushi off a naked woman's body, as it is the main staple of hot inns, just like what she read in the book. The proprietress tells them that they cannot over naked sushi but serve a large tango platter. They are given the platter and MC asks if the hot spring has a tango. The proprietress tells them that there is a legend that says one lived around the hot springs long ago. Amelia asks what a tango is. Bai explains that they are legendary creatures in folklore. They say that monks training in the mountains transforms into tangus. Aoi points to a mask on the wall and tells her that it is a depiction of a tango. Amelia realizes that the masks were present all over the inn. The proprietress tells them that many generations ago, her ancestors saw a tango that told them to protect his sacred ground. But no one believes in these stories nowadays, and the legends of tango are being forgotten. MC says he wants to see one, but Karin tells him that they do not really exist. After dinner, MC invites Ilya for a bath. She is hesitant and tries to think of ways to get out of the situation. She gets slapped on her butt by Asahi. She tells him to stop doing that and turns to him, seeing him naked. She tells him to cover up a little, but MC tells her that since they are both guys, it should be okay. MC leaves her and she continues to contemplate how to fool him. She looks around for anything to help her. She stops and sees the Tenga mask with its long nose. MC calls on Ilya to go out. She does so with a towel covering her front. MC gets shocked when he sees what he assumes is his eggplant. He gets dumbstruck by the sheer size of it. Ilya asks what is wrong and MC recovers and says that she has a fine specimen. He wonders why she still covered her front. Ilya reasons that she is quite hairy in the front. Ilya walks past MC and he cannot help but admire the sheer size and stiffness of what he thought was Ilya's eggplant. Ilya says she is embarrassed by his stares, so he invites Ilya to scrub each other back. She hesitates, but he tells her it is normal in Japan. He stands up but then covers himself up, feeling insecure about the size of his eggplant. He rubs her back and says that she is not that hairy. Fearing that MC is getting suspicious, she stands up and tells him it is his turn to wash his back. MC starts objecting but stops when the massive eggplant hovers in front of his face. She tries scrubbing his back harder to prove she is a guy, but MC complains that her eggplant keeps hitting his back. Panicking at what to say, she invites him to try the sauna. At the girls' side, Aoi and Bai are relaxing, while Karen tries spying on MC and Ilya. Amelia joins in, but they do not hear anything. In the sauna, Ilya is feeling hot but does not want to go out as she fears MC suspects that she is not a man. She endures the heat until she becomes hotter than the sauna. MC sees this and thinks that Ilya is a man's man. He stands in front of her and declares Ilya a man among men. MC rushes out and takes a dip in the pool to cool himself. Ilya congratulates herself for being able to fool him. She takes a stroll and stretches her arms. Her towel falls and a strong gust of wind carries the towel to the top of some rocks beside the pool. She tries reaching for it but sees MC heading toward her. On the other side, Amelia and Karin are trying to peek from above the wall. Thinking fast, Ilya puts on the mask that she used to simulate an eggplant as Amelia and Karen take a peek over the wall. MC steps out of the bathhouse and into the open air and sees Ilya dressed as a Tenga and saying the exact phrase the proprietress had told them, "Protect my sacred ground." Amelia and Karin spot this and scream in fright, causing them to tumble back to their side of the wall. MC panics and starts hitting things while searching for Ilya. In the confusion, Ilya grabs her town and runs past MC. He sees her and tells her about the Tenga sighting. She sighs in relief that he did not suspect anything. She turns and steps on a soap bar and slips. The towel and the Tenga masks come flying in the air as Ilya falls down, knocking herself out. The next day, she awakens and mistakes MC for her father. She realizes what has happened and blushes, but MC apologizes for not realizing she was a girl. She says it was okay since she was the one who pretended to be a guy. She informs him that it was her father's dying wish. Since he wanted a boy, he made Ilya live as a boy instead of a girl. When he died, her mother had told her not to be bound by her father's words anymore, but she felt obligated to follow him. MC asks what she wants to be. Ilya cries and says she wants to live as a girl like the others. MC comforts her and tells her that her father will understand. This triggers a memory within her. She thanks MC as he leaves. The next day as they leave, Amelia and Karin both insist on the appearance of the Tenga and describe it as a naked woman in the men's bath. MC looks back at Ilya and realizes what has happened and laughs very hard. After a few days, they are back in school. Irina has fully embraced being a girl. As MC goes to class, Bai calls him to fix his tie and reminds him to look presentable. He thanks her as Yoshio sees them. He comments to MC that he is a very lucky guy. MC asks if Yoshio is interested in Bai. Yoshio tells him that he is, and he is enamored by the idea of an older woman like her showing him the ropes. He adds that maybe after she can have him by the ropes. He also points out that it is not just him who has a crush on Bai, but a lot of the guys. Amelia interrupts them and says that boys are such simple creatures. Karin also points out why would they want to have Bai when they can have a young model like her. Aoi sees that a lot of girls also admire Bai. Back at their house, Bai relaxes by having some drinks. Amelia wants to have a taste of alcohol as she is curious about it. Oe tells her she can't have any and also reprimands Bae for drinking too much. Being totally wasted, Bae hugs Aoi to tell her she loves her. This causes one of her melons to pop out, which Irina points out. Bae tells Asahi to fix it. This shocks him and he spits his drink back into his cup. He tells her to fix it herself. She tries jumping on MC, but Amelia holds her back. She turns to her and hugs her. Bae then hugs Irina, Aoi, and Amelia. She declares her love for all of them. She falls back on the couch and falls asleep. Asahi covers her with a blanket and heads back to his room. He stops and sees someone hiding under the covers. He takes it off thinking it was Amelia, but gets shocked to see Colonel Sanders underneath. He jumps up and tells him to come with him. MC tries objecting but gets knocked out. He wakes up inside an unfamiliar room. A screen opens with Colonel Sanders explaining that he is being used as bait for someone. Asahi realizes that he has a ball gag on him and he is naked and hog-tied on a spinning circular bed. Sanders is interrupted by an explosion and a loud intruder alarm. He commands all hands to go to the site of the explosion. MC struggles as he is left alone in the room. Bae arrives and blushes as she sees the MC's state. And they head out. Outside, MC sees a guard lying on the ground and asks Bae about it. She tells him that the guard was already like that when she got there. They turn a corner, and another guard sees them and attacks them. Bae screams and ducks the guard's punch while delivering a counterpunch to his belly. MC uses the vibrator to hit the guard's head and knocks him down. Bae thanks him for saving her. Another guard attacks and Bae uses a whip to trip him up, and MC uses the vibrator on him as well. They'd run towards the elevator, but it is not working. Bae suggests checking the control room and using a special lens inside her eyes to locate the control room. MC is surprised when she learns that the room is below them. They try the stairs, but it was locked, so they use a window and rappel down. They break through the window by swinging through it. In the control room, Bae starts reprogramming the computer, telling MC she knows how since she is a teacher. The power is restored, but a hidden floor opens, revealing Colonel Sanders. He declares that he has been waiting for the bloody tiger. MC asks who the bloody tiger is, and Sanders explains how the fear of bloody tiger is now reduced to a laughingstock. Sanders attacks MC and Bae blocks his punch and knocks him back. Sanders explains that there was an agent who struck terror in the hearts of the criminal underground. This agent destroyed a lot of organizations, leaving a river of blood in her wake. The code name of the woman was Bloody Tiger, and he points to Bae as the woman. He continues that Bae had wiped out his team, the West Coast Lightning, a few years ago. He survived and now wants revenge. This shocks MC, but Sanders suddenly attacks them. Bae tries landing a kick, but he catches her leg and throws her to the wall. The fallen Bae encourages MC to run. Sanders taunts Bae and questions her skills. He attacks and Bae dodges. Seeing that she is not fighting as much, he decides to attack MC. Bae moves to attack him, but he blocks her and throws her off again. She recovers and hits his face, but Sanders catches her leg and flips her upside down. He is disappointed as he feels the bloody tiger is now just a kitten. Bae tells MC to turn the switch on. Sanders wonders what this was for, and MC switches it on. Suddenly, the bed turns and threads that bound Sanders invisibly become visible. Bae kicks herself free and Sanders becomes wide-eyed at the development. Bae explains that the threads are made up of special alloy and are unbreakable. Bae and MC rush out while Sanders struggles with the string slowly tightening around him. His screams are heard as MC and Bae escape. They reach the elevator and Bae notices blood dripping from MC's arms. She rips a part of her dress and uses it as a bandage. She apologizes for what has happened and explains that she was raised to be an assassin, but one day started questioning her actions. She has been destroying everything and was leaving a cycle of violence. She left her organization and became a teacher to help build the future. She has found her new life more rewarding. It was her first experience of being loved. With MC and the gang, she learned to live a better life, but now it has ended. The elevator opens and she presses on her dress to let it morph into a new outfit fit for fighting. She promises to keep MC safe. At the lobby, armed guards take positions awaiting their arrival. The elevator opens and Bae jumps out. Guards try shooting her down, but she is too fast, and she starts taking them down one at a time. She instructs MC to use the emergency exit and leave. MC asks if she is coming, but she looks down at her bloody hands and tells him to go. MC doesn't want to leave her, so she starts shooting at him to make him go. MC reluctantly leaves her and starts running. He remembers all the times he spent with Bae and hears a loud gunshot. Bae walks out of the building and starts crying. She hears glass breaking and almost is unable to dodge. She is surprised to see him alive. She realizes that Sanders has a body of steel. She tries shooting him, but the bullets just bounce off. Sanders uses his robotic arm to choke her and pin her against the wall. He relishes the thought of how he will take his revenge on her, as she still is a bone-shakingly fine woman. A fire extinguisher flies and hits Sanders' arm, releasing Bae. Meg had thrown the canister to save Bae from Sanders. He attacks Sanders with a stun stick, but is knocked down. MC stands and tells him he has to protect his teacher, who is a precious member of their family. This statement triggers a memory in Bae, causing her to pause. She recovers as Sanders moves in on MC. She tells him to run as Sanders grabs his robe. MC slips out of the robe and throws a balloon at Sanders. The balloon pops and Sanders gets covered in lotion. MC uses the stun stick on Sanders, causing a short circuit. Sanders tries powering through it, but Bae punches him and knocks him out. MC cannot believe that they won. Bae asks how he is and why he came back. MC tells her that he is fine but a bit sticky from the lotion. MC tells her that he could not go home without her. He tells her that her past does not matter. Being their teacher, she is a part of their family. This touches Bae and she hugs a naked MC, burying his head between her melons. As the sun rises, MC extends his hand to Bae to invite her home. Back at their house, Karin sneaks in after spending the night out. She screams as she enters the living room, waking up the rest of the girls. They find MC and Bae both asleep with MC's head buried between Bae's big melons. After a few days, MC goes to the convenience store. As it is nighttime, very few people are about. He sees a magazine featuring Karin, but he buys the magazine featuring news of a magic girl being spotted regularly. He buys some groceries and leaves. A strange spherical object spies on him as he reads news on weird cattle castrations happening. The object spies his precious eggplant and eggs and reveals itself to be a robot. It starts spinning its robotic arm and seemed to be staring up an attack when a bolt of lightning slices through it and destroys it completely. MC spots a magic girl on top of an antenna with the bright full moon behind her. He tries telling his friend about it, but he does not believe him. Karin suddenly comes in and asks MC to do it with her. This shocks enough MC to spit out his drink. As they talk about it, a mysterious flying object appears and all of them wonder what is it. News broadcast starts reporting about strange object appearing all over the world. Bae comes in and tells all of them to stay away from the windows. A robot appears and shoots at them. Bae saves MC, but the blasts hit Yoshio. A pink strap-on appears on him and explodes, seemingly castrating him. The students rush him to the infirmary while Ilya realizes Karin has disappeared. She is on the rooftop observing the huge object with the number 4 appearing on top of it. She transforms into the magical girl with MC witnessing it. A flying rabbit appears and tells MC that everything will be explained later. Karin asks MC to touch her melons, but he hesitates. The rabbit pushes him and he ends up flying toward Karin. Both his hands land on Karin's mounds and this charges her power up. Having charged up, she flies towards the huge object and attacks it. However, her attacks are ineffective and her energy level drops. She rushes back towards the rooftop as she loses her powers. MC catches her and is able to bring her to safety. She explains that she became a magic girl during one of her photo shoots when catches the flying rabbit. They make a pact and she became a magical girl. At first, she thought it was fun, but she kept being called up in the middle of the night. The flying rabbit introduces itself as Sakami Okamoto Deluxe or Sod. He is a sprite from Contras Implementation, which is another world. MC notes that his name is a brand of condoms. Soda explains that the ball takers are monsters from his world and use the golden bombers to castrate males which happen to his world. If the number on top of the monster reaches 69, all the bombs will go off and all males will lose their ability to reproduce. The only way to stop them is for Karin to charge up with TDL power. Before he can explain what he means, an alarm goes off with a broadcast stating how the government's efforts to destroy the ball takers have failed. Sode tells Karin to bring MC to the MM. The whole school is evacuated and all students are sent home. The MM turns out to be a magical matching unit. The bus seems familiar to MC. Sode explains that the MN unit will help charge TDL power more efficiently. TDL is an abbreviation for Tokimeki Dokidiki Lover Power, which means that it relies on the heart beating fast because of the one you love. Inside there is a meter that MC observes to help measure the TDL. Karin starts undressing in front of MC. He panics as she suggests that they do it. She says it is the fastest way to build up TDL. MC asks how she charges her power before. She confesses to spying on MC as he bathes and smells his clothing. MC thinks of a better method. MC cabadones her on the bus's walls. He touches her chin and then stops. He tells her that she does not love him as much as her heart has not raced as much. He points to the meter which has not gone up. Karin asks if having pleasure and love are the same things. She starts taking off her clothes as she desperately wants to use pleasure to charge up her powers. She starts undressing MC. Outside, Aoi and the others try to see into the MN unit. MC tries calling for help, but Karin stops him. She successfully undresses MC. MC objects to this and hits her head. Sode appears as MC scolds Karin. Sode thinks MC may be the legendary old man who starts giving a lecture after he's done getting busy. But MC tries to convince Karin that having pleasure for the first time is special, and she must save herself for someone special. This statement raises the power meter a few bars. MC starts telling Sode for forcing Karin to have fun to charge up. His concern is noticed by Karin and the power bar again charges up. Mini BT starts attacking the MN unit. MC stands up and plans to run out to make a distraction. He tells Karin to take Sode away from there. He rushes out and Karin starts feeling warm inside. This fully charges the power meter and she starts transforming. Her transformation hits and destroys two mini BT as they were about to attack MC. She becomes the legendary miraculous magical girl. With her powers, she fights off the mini BT with ease. She faces off with the BT and fires a magical beam toward it. The monster counters it with a beam on its own. Karin feels she is not strong enough. But MC holds her staff with her. This gives her enough confidence and power to blast the monster out of the sky. This destroys all of the other BTs and restores every male's precious jewels back to where they belong. MC congratulates Karin on her victory. This triggers a memory inside Karin, and she is stunned. She starts blushing and moves away. A feather lands on her head and MC makes a move to remove it. She slaps his hands away and tells him she can take care of it herself. She does not want MC to get any closer. MC is puzzled by the sudden change in her behavior. She blushes and runs away from him. In a meeting room filled with rabbit-like beings, they talk about the fascinating results they have and ask Ms. Yoshino what she thinks. She smiles and the episode ends. With this, we end our video. Stay tuned for the next part and watch our other quality contents. Stay safe. Bye.